Aliz preaching.
Holy cow. So this took a long time just to press the red button today.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Just to press the red button for like 8 months of time.
Yeah.
I look like a psychopath right now.
Just start recording.
But
I got my pants unzipped, so you're just getting me straight.
I have been mustering up the courage to record this video for T-minus 8 to 10 months. And this video is not anything special. It's the first of the series that I've wanted to record forever, of just me and Alex talking about life, because we always talk about life every night.
So cool.
Because we're sick.
We're just like one of like 9 billion trillion.
One of them, but we're all the same. And we have the dopest conversations, and so I want to share them with people because I think that people would really enjoy them as well, and they can be very valuable.
Yeah.
Correct, Amundo?
Yeah, no. It'd be super cool just from listening to like podcasts for so long.
Yeah.
I never like knew what it'd be like to speak on one. Even though I'm not like sitting in a chair and on a microphone.
So you're considering this to be a semi-podcast?
This is Fireplace Chatter.
Fireplace Chatter, pants unzipped,
I didn't
laying down.
I didn't want to spend the time to make the fire though. Otherwise,
oh yeah.
Next time I was going to.
We could have done it when Matthew
I
was
was
here.
just like, it's just a lot of work right now. But it's called like Fireplace Chatter, so like I should have the fireplace going.
Because there's a fireplace in the video.
And my dad's obsessed with chopping wood.
So we could do a video one time of chopping wood.
Oh yeah, people would love
with Lauren and Matthew.
You can't just see that anywhere.
Oh, actually, so last week I recorded a video of me cleaning the hardwood floors in the bunny room, and I haven't uploaded it to YouTube yet, but I recorded it, and there's no reason that I haven't uploaded it, and that's like a zillion other videos that I've recorded, because I'm too much of a little yaya to put them up. So that's why I love my boyfriend so much, because he gives me the courage to do a lot of things that I otherwise wouldn't do. And that's why it's amazing to have someone that you love and cherish and who loves you. That's him. Because it allows you to get notifications. Do not disturb.
There's a slight hum coming out of the air duct.
Yes, this is an older house, my friends, so there will be noises.
It's just like a sad pipe.
Occasional chipmunks falling out of the roof, but that's for another video.
Yeah, no, I sealed the hole.
Yeah?
That's one thing I do have to do though, is I have to go and get the chipmunk track.
Yeah.
And take the peanut butter that I knowingly left there for like multiple days. Pretty sure the chipmunk was like just died in the corner of the basement. But you think you'd smell it, so I don't know. There's like this weird thing. It's like it just vanished into like thin air.
I think it went to a better place.
It could, but like the chipmunk fell off the retaining wall, fell on the ground. I walked down there, we made eye contact, and it was super casual, and it just like walked underneath like stuff.
And then we went off to Ace Hardware. He went off to Ace Hardware and bought a live chipmunk.
Farm and Fleet.
Sorry.
FF. No, Fleet Farm, actually.
Fleet Farm.
My apologies.
The
Fleet
big
Farm.
one?
Yeah.
The new one?
That's Fleet Farm. It's got 2 F's.
Yeah, I know. Is it the new one?
Yeah.
Is it cool?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's huge.
Yeah, I know. I can see from the highway.
Yeah, I got a cool Carhartt hat.
Yeah. You did.
Pretty sweet. Only like $12. It was a great deal.
Oh, that was a super cool thing that you brought up the other day that I've actually been thinking about, speaking of only $12. So, we were talking about, how, like, Taco Bell had that, or, like, McDonald's or whatever, had that deal for, like, a bunch of things for, like, $1,
Yeah.
you know? And it's just like, oh gosh, like, how healthy could that be? And, like, don't you think we'd be willing to pay, like, $2 to get that and have it be, like, far higher quality?
Have it be almost satisfactory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I feel like it's a big topic. And I was thinking about that when I was driving, today, actually.
You're gonna make, but that's essentially what, like, Panera is just like a higher end fast food. So you just make, like, but how fast can it be then? It can't be. Is it still drive through then? If it's.
Yeah. Well, I think usually you
or
order
you're just
ahead
paying
or
more
something.
then. You just paying more because you can just stop at the store and
Because it's
just.
quality.
You
Well,
could-
because you don't want to make it. That's the thing. Like,
What-
I
what do you
wouldn't
mean?
make, like, I wouldn't go to the store and make anything that I could buy at Panera.
Oh, but I'm just saying if people work right there and you don't like to leave and you generally go out to eat, which I'm telling you, a lot of people in office work.
Yeah?
How many times? Where's Peter
Yeah.
go?
Yeah?
Does Peter eat there?
No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying, like, yes, I'd much rather
Right.
go to Panera than go to the store and make something.
But I just think So if there's nicer options
Yeah.
in a more like, and maybe in like a more affluent.
Yeah, neighborhood. Yeah.
Or like where people are more on like organic or.
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah.
Like a higher end where you get like it's like $10 or something
Yeah.
for fast food,
Yeah.
but it's like quality.
Yeah.
Like this chef just works quick.
Yeah.
You know, it's like McDonald's, but it's like $10.
Quick
$8.
chefs, my friends.
It's like $8 for
Yeah.
a burger.
But dude, I was just saying our greed, you know, just as a society.
Yeah.
And how it's like we always need more and we need to make things cheaper. And by doing that, it's what we're doing is sacrificing everybody that comes along the way and like everything else. And so it's like in order to make things cheaper, like we undercut people, like we screw people over, we like don't pay our people, we like.
But there's so many, I know, but there's just so many factors as well with people just looking out for their own. Why do people need to steal? Why do people need to do those things?
It's not that they need to, it's that
what if
they do them.
If their parents suddenly got in an accident and the mom was single,
Mm-hmm.
the dad like is gone now.
Mm-hmm.
She's raising 4 kids,
Yeah.
all under the age of 10.
Yeah.
And she just got injured and now, but like she was working for someone per hour.
Yeah.
So she's not getting like benefits really.
Yeah.
So now she's out of work. So what does she do now? And like her unemployment is not going to cover everything.
Oh, for sure.
So then what?
So then, that's a really terrible situation.
But-
And
but
that's
then-
why people who
but
are more
if the
fortunate
kids-
should look out for them.
And if the kids steal because they want something, because
Mhm.
all of their friends,
Yeah.
you know, like have all
Yeah.
these nice things,
Yeah.
and they just want something for themselves,
That's not
they-
surprising.
or even just stealing milk,
Yeah.
or like simple things like that.
Yeah. And like that's just but that is a consequence of greed. That and not of the people not of the people who are stealing,
Yeah.
but of the people,
It's people looking up.
who have already put this family down so much that these people are living in such poverty that by having 4 kids and being
it's
unemployed,
looking out for
it
yourself.
puts them in such a situation that the child would need to steal. That is because of the greed of the people up top of suppressing the people at the bottom so much.
Totally agree.
And like we as
It's
people
just
at the
I think it's just people looking out for themselves to the extreme.
yeah.
That's it.
But it's people at the top looking out for themselves to the extreme. And that's what we should work on changing.
It happens in small scales and in big scales, all over, all the time. What do you think of?
Totally.
Okay, I'm changing the subject. What do you think of the need for there to be evil in the world to make everything run? Does there need to be evil in the world?
There doesn't need to be anything. The world happens as it happens, and everything happens according to the Tao. But
like, how do you know if like things like were good if they were bad?
Because
if there was
things
no like pain.
are just as they are.
But sometimes like when you like.
Oh, I see. Having a reference point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
The lack of reference point.
Exactly. So like yeah, there's no happiness without sadness because there needs to be that reference point. Like there's no positive without negative, of course. But the world.
Does there need to be for good to be? Does there need to be bad?
Only in concept. Only for you to define something as good and for it to, by reason, need to have an opposite. Would you, in theory, say that for good, this is only by definition would need to have the opposite, which would be evil? But in practice, nothing needs to happen. So no human ever needs to make anything happen. You know, or like nobody ever needs to be like, oh my God, this needs to happen for like anything else to happen. Or, I need to do this for this other thing to happen. Everything will happen in the world as it happens, and we are just here along for the wild ride.
Why do people get shot up? Why does terrorism or like extreme acts of violence happen?
Those all happen so that
those people made a choice to do that. They chose to like pull that trigger and walk in there and do all of those acts.
Of course, but that's in such a small lifetime. Like think of all the lifetimes before that led up to that point where like or even during their lifetime, the person who pulled that trigger, what happened to them in the course of their lifetime and their entire society that led them to have those feelings to want to pull that trigger? Yeah. You know, so like we need to, you know, like of course the person pulling the trigger, you know, like that's quite unfortunate for some people.
What about the Unabomber that wanted to like fix everything by like sending bombs to those people?
Exactly, like that's just a misconstrued. That's just someone's misconstrued
that's his
ego.
Reality. And some
exactly.
I just feel like some people's perceptions of reality are extremely different than the mass majority of people's reality.
Yes.
And like when that occurs, dude, crazy things can like come from it. And I just think each case is different, and some people like how they like convey all of these vibrating atoms.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Is like, and like how like they see matter.
Yeah.
And like how it reacts with them.
Yeah.
Can make them.
Yeah. But I mean, that's also why we need to be more open and have discussions with people and be more willing to talk to people and understand how they feel about things. And and
love is the answer.
Exactly. Togetherness and love. I feel like maybe we've been not even looking at the camera this whole time, but that's okay. Because it's Fireplace Chatter.
Alright.
And I think this has been a fantastic
Yeah,
first
it's
Fireplace
perfect.
Chatter. We
Okay.
can end it here. Today is November 7th. Oh, it's Lydia Taylor's birthday. I know that.
I love
She's my friend from when I was little.
Lydia.
Yep.
What a name.
Yeah. Anyways, have a fantastic day, everyone. We are so happy to have recorded
Yep.
Fireplace Chatter.
Have a beautiful day.
And we love you all. XOXO. I'm going to upload this onto YouTube right away so that I don't keep postponing everything in my life.
It's gonna be
Bye,
so
everyone.
fun. You are loved. You are loved.
You are loved. You are loved.